Hello, welcome to the Black Flag Podcast. My name is Jeff. Joining me this week is Josh. Also joining me this week is Alan.
Hello, I have returned.
Yeah, we thought that you were dead, but somehow you are not dead. But,
Never dead.
Yeah.
Never, ever dead.
Never dead. Never hurt.
Yeah.
I thought I saw Alan today.
I
And
highly doubt it.
yeah.
From the back of the head?
Yeah. Hold on, give me half a second and you guys talk amongst yourselves.
All right. Hi, Josh. How you been?
Actually, you know that meme that just showing up was at the same person who has the person who has the same haircut, same clothing as your mom and 7-year-old you, which is like super true.
Yeah.
It's like oh, I gotta find my mom. Where is she? There she is. Hey, mom, what's going on? Oh, you're not my mom.
Yeah.
Or what? No.
Crazy thing.
I highly doubt you saw me since I've been kind of like loitering around home all day since I got back from my vacation.
Oh, you went on vacation.
I took a week off. Saw my grandparents. That was a great time.
You know what? I gotta sit here and say something about this, and I just want you to hear this. When I took my vacation, I went up to Whitehurst to see my grandma. And it's super relaxing, isn't it?
Yep. Really good food too, usually.
Yeah, and then you kind of feel good, you kind of feel happy, everything's good.
Then you come back to work and you're like, why did I ever leave?
Why did I come back? Yeah. Yep, I remember this.
It is exactly like that, actually.
Yeah.
So, how was everybody's week besides mine being pleasant?
I learned that Unity is fucking garbage.
I think
Or that I'm an idiot.
I think actually a lot of people have told you that.
Or I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know which.
You know what I learned? I have a lot of fucking Magic Gathering cards.
that's-
Josh,
First
we
of all-
we told you that like 50 times. I believe me and Shane both directly screamed at you one time about how much Magic cards we told you to sell them. You didn't listen to us. It was very upsetting.
No, of course I didn't. Yeah.
I also learned this week that a lesbian astronaut has been the first person accused of committing a space crime.
Accused, yeah. I'm happy you said that. Accused of committing a crime online. Up in space.
I was gonna say, like, does she commit a murder and then go up in space, or does she do the thing in space?
They have access somebody's bank account from high orbit and transferred money out of it.
Yep. Yep.
I'm impressed because apparently, from what I got told things about certain stuff that is that you getting connection to the surface is actually really hard because it's all through secured lines.
Yeah.
So
well, it's really easy if you know somebody's account information and then their actual banking password, which according to these people, she might have, so that would have done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I was gonna say, internet connection on a space shuttle or on the space station, probably not that easy.
You'd be surprised. Astral Chain released this week, by the way.
Astral Chain. Oh, that game.
Yeah.
oh my god. Okay, I do have something to talk about that game. Fuck me, God.
But well, let me finish.
Go for
I
it.
honestly think it's hilarious that how do I put it? I honestly think it's hilarious that basically they're going, so basically, like somebody committed a space crime and it's a lesbian. It's like that. You can't make that shit up.
Oh no, you can't. And I love the fact that it's like it's no. This is 100% serious. We're serious. This lesbian potentially committed a crime in space, and we're like, what the fuck?
This is something that you don't put on like the like promotion or anything like that. It's like this group committed the first ever space crime. It's like what?
This is a couple that first fucked in space. Oh, okay.
yeah.
This is the person who did a murder in space.
Yep. Oh no. Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, I just gotta laugh because I was sitting there like when I read that out loud.
Yeah.
I was what the fuck?
Yeah. And in other news, Astral Chain came out. Everyone's happy. Apparently, it's good. Everything about it.
Oh, that's what I've been hearing. Or at least people are just nonstop making memes of like, yeah, the Bayonetta lady is part of the chain.
Yep. She should be.
I think it'd be great if it was DLC and she just comes out of nowhere going like, I'm on this chain.
How about that? And you're like, thanks, Mom.
No, she's like, not the first time I've been on it. Like, not the first time I've been chained.
Bayonetta's the person who would do bondage too, so that's kind of sad. Let's be honest, she has like Iron Maidens. It's like, okay.
I mean, before, I'm not sure if the game got censored or anything, but like, she sets up like Iron Maidens and like sets up like a horse and shit for the demons to freaking sit on. Like, that's some BDSM shit right there.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, Platinum made a new game. People should buy it because Platinum's good. We didn't.
Because Platinum, they need all of our money.
We didn't play it because we're smart.
The Astral
and Astral Chain.
Yeah.
I didn't pay.
Okay. So I actually want to play this game because the one reaction I heard about this game made me laugh and made me go, "Nope, I need to play this game." And it was from a group of dumb idiots online who are like, these Japanese developers making police morally good people. And I was just like, guys. Most cops are good people.
I'm going to say something. How dare the police make a game about good police officers? How dare they? No. How dare they? They're not RCMP officers. I'm offended. I am so offended that these police officers are just generic police officers. I want to be a Mountie for crying out loud. I want to run around in a Mountie-like thing. And quite frankly, I am upset and offended.
I'm surprised how decent this. I'm surprised how decent this game looks for a Switch title.
Is that a Switch title? I thought it was a.
Yeah, it's a Switch title, and I'm about to smack Josh like a bitch.
I thought it was PS4 title.
I'm gonna smack you like a bitch. I'm gonna show up at your house with my car engine attached to the transmission. Don't ask me how I got it out. It's a lot of work, and I'm gonna smack you like a bitch.
Well, you're gonna do that, then I'm gonna use my Magic the Gathering card magic to summon a giant motherfucking Stompy McStomperson demon from another dimension. And you're gonna go, fuck. And
do it. You'd be ending a lot of my pain.
No, first you think you're dead, but all I did was teleport you. Then I'll teleport you back, and you go, oh, damn it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just funny because it's like I don't have any positive. It's like the Nintendo game list. Like it's like I have Mario Odyssey. I still have to finish Legend of Zelda, which is good. I have Mario Odyssey. I have Splatoon. I have to finish. I
Actually,
have
yeah, you're not wrong.
Smash Bros. I have Astral Chain. I have to buy. I have Fire Emblem. I have to buy. Like I just named 6 games. Deus Ex Machine. Deus Ex Machina is coming out soon, which is like
Yeah, you
Armored
are right
Core.
there. God damn.
Like it's like title. It's like Secret of Mana recently came out too. So I have to buy that. So like I have shitloads of games I have to buy
And play.
and play. I still have to buy Octopath. And at this point, I'm like, I might as well just buy it on PC and then do it like I did with Witcher, just mainline the story.
Yeah.
But
I've still gotta buy. I gotta play Breath of the Wild. Like I've fucking been itching to play that game. I gotta buy a Switch to do it. What else do I have to play? I do need to still play Doom. I have it installed. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and play it. I'm actually looking forward to how this game will fuck out.
yeah, but there's so many like good games on Switch. It's kind of like scary.
Yeah, the Switch is actually, I think, is going to be a really, really good game console this time. Unlike the Wii U, which had a lot of lackluster games.
Oh, and I forgot one game. Mario Maker 2 came out.
Yeah, I'm not going to play that because I love myself.
I played. I own it.
How was there some really good levels?
There's some really good levels. I haven't played a lot of it, but I still need to play more of it.
Yeah. No, I really do need to go pick up my fucking Switch.
Yeah, you do. You should buy a new one.
I don't have one yet.
Buy a new one.
I need to play Breath of the Wild. I need to play.
You need to play a lot of games.
I need to get Smash Bros. So that I can have my Smash Bros. So I can practice Little Mac. Get it.
We should play Smash Bros. I'm okay at it.
Oh, so did you hear what Nintendo said? Because fuck
What?
Nintendo.
What did Nintendo do?
Next Smash Bros. Character is a female character that nobody asked for and nobody wanted, but they're getting it. And I was like, okay, that's like 20 characters.
That rumor.
Yeah, no. Apparently that was on their like official site, and I'm like, okay, what? You haven't even released Banjo-Kazooie yet. What the fuck?
What's the character?
Isn't that?
We don't know yet.
Isn't that a 4chan? Isn't that a 4chan rumor though?
I don't know, because I've only seen like pictures of like where it's like the rumor. If it's a thing, I'd be like okay.
Because the original picture from what I've seen, I think it came from 4chan, that someone dumping info of like, yeah, the next character is going to be someone you don't know, and then the next info dump was it's female in a mech. So it's like if you run down the list of like who could that possibly be, it's like Miss Driller technically.
Could be Sotoroba.
I mean, Isaac, Ray One. There could be a lot of game things they could do.
But the thing is, you gotta remember the rules about how when a character can show up is like it had to have been known on a Nintendo console. So it's like, again, it could still be a lot of characters, but it's like, what could you possibly make sense?
I'm gonna make a
Sonic
theory.
isn't
Okay.
known on a Nintendo console. Like that's almost exclusively like mostly PS up until like.
No, Sonic's known on Switch.
No,
Yeah.
he's known on Switch, but when they introduced him.
When they introduced him, he had 1 or 2 games on GameCube.
Yeah, 1 or 2 games, but he wasn't known for being on Nintendo. He was known for being Sony. Microsoft. He actually was more on Microsoft software or hardware than Nintendo up until that point.
So I'm going to make a suggestion here, and you guys are going to be like, there's no way. I'm gonna make a suggestion. Okay, I'm
Go
gonna
for it.
bet it's a Titanfall character.
I doubt it. I hard doubt that. Like, that's like, if that happens, I'm getting up and walking out of the room. I'm never touching that Switch.
Or
Straight up legit. Like, I will never touch a Switch if that happens, because I will be mad as fuck.
And this is going to make, this is something that I would actually break my copy of my Switch because of. It's one of the girls from Wolfenstein.
Hang me. Hang me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you hear what the company said about that bullshit?
Yeah, can we talk a little bit about this?
Hey, Josh.
Apparently killing Nazis is problematic, and it's like, no, you fucks. No.
Just you made a bad game.
It's also the fact, like, the reason why, like, I was super upset about Wolfenstein was because every other day I was being called a Nazi, you fucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me and Alan were both being called Nazis. It's not fun when you're being called something you're not because people don't agree with you and they can't fight with you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really funny because, like, I'm not going to say that, like, it's like killing Nazis is problematic. I am going to say that, like, when your pants on head twirling a mustache and you're, like, having concentration camps and you're doing things that Nazis did, yeah, I think it's right to shoot you. But I am going to say this, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. It's not problematic to kill Nazis.
Yes, it is.
It's not problematic.
I mean, it's still a person. You're still gonna probably get thrown in prison despite who they are.
Like, unless you're like involved in a war, it's not okay to kill Nazis. It's not okay to hit Nazis either.
Can we
Jeff,
agree?
No. I'm like, if it's in a game, yeah, sure, it's okay to
That's
kill
what
Nazis.
I mean, Alan.
Yeah, no, you didn't phrase it like that.
You did not phrase it like that at all.
Okay, well, maybe
You
I'm
sure
wrong.
did.
You were like,
Okay.
yeah, because you were like, yeah, it's okay to kill Nazis with no context of in video games. The context of that situation, even though the conversation, like the context of the conversation, but just so you know, in context of that one sentence.
Look. Okay, I'm going to say this
little red
because
flag in the back of my head just went off, and I was like, "Fuck, that's going to get taken out of context if we don't verify that."
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Whatever. I'm going to say this. If you're Antifa or Nazi, please fuck off. Please go to a Buddhist temple and learn the art of Buddhism. You'd be a lot happier that way. And just because you have homoerotic relationships does not make you better than anyone else. There you go. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, no, it's like when you're sitting there saying killing Nazis is problematic in video games. It's like, no, it's not. You're just being retarded. You're making bad games.
Yep.
Because, like, the strength of Wolfenstein was very good character moments that were apolitical.
Fun.
Very apolitical and very much like... There's a scene in the first game where it's revealed that one of the characters was an ex-Nazi. That is a scene.
Shit.
Wolfenstein.
Not New Order. No, it's New Order.
Yeah, so let's say, like, the second game was Colossus.
Yeah, Colossus, I think they have a communist, and it's like, no, like, you're doing something wrong now. Like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, what else? I did actually, I did get a bit of a laughter out of the fact that, what's his name? The fact that this game released, it came out so bad, and you had microtransactions. They're like, no, it's totally Nazi's fault. This game not going off well. It's like, no, you put microtransactions into a game that is single player that nobody wants to play because it has single player microtransactions to make the game playable. Fuck off.
It's cooperative.
It's not cooperative. You can play it single player.
Yeah, you can.
But again, the point stands. Go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the player's fault they don't want to play your game. It's your fault. You've made a terrible game.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit. Yeah. Like Wolfenstein and Starbreeze, I feel as if I was lost their touch. And considering that, like, when you sit there and you say the guys who made Syndicate made Wolfenstein game, I immediately get like all Ghibli, and then like now I'm like, oh, this game's bad.
I don't think it's the same staff that made Syndicate.
No, but it's the problem with the industry though. Is like you have these staffers who are like inheriting these who are working in these companies, and then they get power, and then the game goes to shit, and then the company goes to shit, and it's like there's a problem here because it's like you either do not care or you do not talk to the right people.
Yep.
And it's like you have so many people who sit there and go, "Well, why would I listen to gamers?" And it's like I don't know. Maybe it's because they're the customers and they're willing to pay you money.
Audience.
Yeah, it's because they're the ones who are always willing to give you money. Oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm a little bit bitter.
I'm a little bit bitter too. But then again,
So it's like that they don't listen or something.
Oh, yeah.
can I actually talk about two quick things about related to the game industry that came out? So,
Zoe Quinn did the Me Too.
Jeremy Soule got accused of rape.
Yep.
And Zoe Quinn decided to do a Me Too on the creator of Night in the Woods. And I actually got in a conversation where somebody was like, and this person's a communist. And they're like, oh no, the guy got accused, is accused of sexual assault and all this stuff. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, and like I'm listening to the conversations, like, oh, it sucks, but like you can separate the artist from the work. And I was like, and somebody commented like, well, here's the thing is like it's only an accusation right now. And my comment, which I made in the thread, was yes, one of the cornerstones of Western civilizations, innocent until proven guilty, is in effect here. Don't make the assumption that just because she accused means that he's guilty, because even though and apparently like people are collaborating her story, I think it is the word I'm looking for, collaborating, where they're confirming what she's saying is like, no, this is what he did. And if that's the case, yeah, no, fuck him. But I'm highly suspect because this is Zoe Quinn. You know, someone who falsely accused someone of like other dumb stuff, created Gamer Me Too. She like a lot of people are like double thinking that she's like, no, she did this just to regain popularity and like political zeitgeist and stuff like that.
There's more reason to believe that Zoe Quinn has done. How do I put it? There's more to believe that Zoe. It's like whenever anyone says Zoe Quinn in a sentence, I immediately walk out of the room going, I don't care.
Yeah, no.
Because no matter what I say, I'm wrong. Wrong. Here's the thing with her, is that she is not a person that you can take very lightly. You have to sit there and take her with a grain of salt. And it's very difficult to realize that.
A grain of salt and maybe a smidgen of sugar. That's the thing, is like, even though she has like all this, like some people are backing her up on this, guess what? She's a serial liar, she's a shit disturber, she's used these problems before to make money and like get influence and stuff like that. You should take everything she says with the strictest grain of salt. The Jeremy Soule situation, on the other hand, raises an eyebrow for me because this comes out of fucking left field, and it's another Me Too thing. So I'm like, again, he's innocent until proven guilty.
The problem is that people won't treat it like that.
No, because Me Too is a bad thing. So
well, it's more like whenever you have a group of individuals who can't separate the fact that, how do I say this? It's the problem is that people don't like accepting the fact that, like, when you're doing things and working hard and creating things and you're just being this person that does this thing, like, it's not okay. But the other problem is like Zoe Quinn has literally been so negative. Like, a lot of the indie darlings have been negative for gaming.
Yep.
A a lot of them have not been positive. I would say that maybe one or two are really worth their salt. But the problem is that you have people like Phil Fish, who's made one really good game and then was harassed basically out of the industry.
Yep.
Phil Fish didn't even. You have Zoe Quinn, who made Depression Quest, which, if you want to say is a game, that's fine. If you don't want to say it's a game, that's also fine. I don't care. But, like, she has made one game. Okay?
She acts like she's the...
And she acts like she's the arbiter of truth. You have Rami, who has made multiple games, done a lot more work than a lot of people, but he's also like, how do I put it? A giant colossal fuck. And then you have Notch, and Notch is like the guy who nobody really can touch. Because, yeah, Notch has said mean things. I'm not going to sit there and say that Notch is perfect, but I am going to say this. Notch made a lot of decisions.
Often calls it as it is.
Yeah, and Notch is usually right. It's sad because it's like, it's sad because all this does is really expand the divide that's already there.
Yep.
Doesn't need to exist, and it's only there because these people have taken advantage of this industry and they pushed it to its breaking point.
Yep.
But that's my opinion.
And the industry's starting to get tired of this. Did you hear what happened with what's the game? Where they got told to remove the thing, and the company said, "No, go fuck yourself. You're a publisher. We put this game out. Go fuck yourself."
What was it was Ion.
Yeah, Ion Storm.
Ion Storm or Ion something. Yeah, they censored the game initially, and then the fans got really upset.
Yeah, I actually am. I'm really happy that 3D Realms turned around and fucking. Like, yeah,
well, you want to know the funny thing about that one is it wasn't even 3D Realms. It was the PR director of 3D Realms sat there and said, "Please remove this."
Yeah. No, what makes it even funnier is I love the fact that and by the way, it's gay, whatever. It's a fucking Sprite. It's not even all that offensive. It's a play on the fucking word Olay, like it's a fucking shampoo bottle. Who the fuck cares?
Apparently, people. I just find it like. I find it offensive that like these people sit there and still like have a presence in this industry, and they obviously don't care.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where it's like, well, I'm going to say this: why does Randy Pitchford still have a job in this industry? Can somebody please explain to me why Randy Pitchford has a job in this industry?
Randy Pitchford.
Because it's something like he owns the company or some shit.
He does, but I'm not saying they're saying that that's right. I'm saying that like it doesn't make sense for him to be in the position he is in.
No, don't worry. Borderlands 3 will probably either be middling sales, and you'll blame gamers, and it'll be the end of it. It
really feels like that because it feels like as if it feels like as if Borderlands has not had a single win since it's been announced that it's coming to Epic Game Store.
Yeah, no, in my opinion, you should actually...
Like, you should not buy that game. There's no reason to buy that game. Like, if your idea of, like, you should buy this game is, you should buy this game because it's going to be fun and stuff like that, it's like, no, I'll wait 6 months and it will be on sale.
Yeah.
And it will probably be cheaper, and I don't have to care.
I don't know. I'm just... There's a lot of dumb stuff going on right now, but
it's funny because it's like it's funny because like you talk to these people in person and they're not like this evil maniacal person, and then you see them online and it's like, wow, you're a dick, you're a real big dick. And it's not even worth like the chance in order to sit there and go like, no, you have no reason to explain. It's just like, no, fuck you. Anyways, Rory's supposed to be on anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know what Rory wants to talk. Oh no, he wants to talk about the Mandalorian trailer. And
he wants to talk about the Mandalorian.
I haven't watched it yet, so I'm gonna go do that really quick.
But can we talk about the Rise of the Skywalker trailer?
Go fuck yourself. fuck, that movie looks so bad, and it's not even like
They finally did the thing that everyone wanted. It's way too late.
no, it's not even like they didn't even do a good job. Like, there's no consistency with the previous movie. There's no consistencies with the information related to like a good example. Fucking Rey's double-edged lightsaber that has to fold out. I'm like, what the fuck is it? It looks so clunky in the scene. It looks so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's either going to be like a really good plot point, by the way. That's either going to be she actually falls to the dark side and she becomes what fucking Kylo always wanted to be, this monster, and then only she could pull it off because she's just a fucking emotional slate. Or that's going to be a vision. It's going to be a really big cliche, and it's going to go promptly fuck yourselves because like it doesn't matter how good that scene will be if it's just a fucking cliche and it's done poorly. Because unfortunately, Ryan Johnson and fucking J.J. Abrams can't do fucking good cliches at all.
I'm just going to say this.
Because if you can do a cliche well, guess what? People will still like the cliche. They'll be like, oh, that's a bit of a cliche, but whatever, it's done well.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I'm just going to say this. I don't mean to be, like, mean, but I am going to say this. I think that whatever happens, it's bullshit. I think that whatever they're doing is stupid. I think that, like, the Dark Side Rey is, like, the funniest thing ever. Because it's like, well, what do we do? How do we save this movie? How do we save this trilogy? You don't. You either make Episode 8 non-canonical, and then you go back to Episode 7, and you go, this is the official Episode 8. And you do a special edition that takes the building blocks of Episode 8, because you can salvage that movie. And make the movie better and do what fans want and explain certain things.
That won't ever happen.
No, it won't, because they don't care.
No, they don't.
Like,
I was gonna say, like, I had a talk about the Star Wars movies. I think it was the second new one or the first one, and it's just talking about like theories that all my family members had after we watched a movie, and then I immediately thought when I was just talking to myself, oh man, none of these are gonna happen. These are so good ideas, like every single one of them. None of them is gonna fucking happen. It's gonna disappoint us all.
Legit. When I saw
not a single fucking one.
The thing that pissed me off the most about like the theories that I made was like J.J. Abrams built up this topic of like Rey's lineage, who is Snoke. Like these are all like good things that were set up to be explained. Same with the First Order. The First Order was set up to be explained in a really good way, and then it wasn't. It like I feel like oh my god, and it, like there's so much going wrong. It like
Although I did have one.
7 set up so much for Episode 8, and then Episode 8 just threw out all the stuff that it set up for us because nobody cares. A good example. Fucking Finn. Finn was crippled at the end of that previous movie. That could have been consequences from the previous movie where this man saved this person's life at the cost of him being able to walk or like being able to function correctly. Maybe it could have been like a really cool point where like Finn is even like there was I don't want to go back and rambling. Fuck.
I mean,
because I think the only way you could probably fix that series.
I gotta rant about two things that fucking J.J. Abrams did right. That fucking Ryan Johnson
burned
up. No. This is about the new trailer. There's a scene where a bunch of vehicles drop out of hyperspace, and it's not like silhouetted in dark sky. And I couldn't help but laugh because I stopped, I paused, I looked at the screen, and I said, "There's a Y-wing and a B-wing in this screen." So the fucking question of why the fuck the SF-17 Resistance Strato bombers were fucking even in fucking Last Jedi is now a moot point because now we know they had fucking better vehicles. Fuck. I am so mad. Like, I'm 100% tilted. because now I know the Y-Wing was still in existence. Why didn't you just use that fucking thing over that fucking piece of trash? Fuck off.
Because it's not as dramatic.
I don't care.
What if they found it? They're like, oh, we still have one.
No, it's not even one. It's like 6.
Hey, we found 6. What do you know?
A squadron. There's no way you can find 6, especially a vehicle that is now 60 years. Fucking 65 years old.
What's the scene?
That's like
the scene's gonna happen is that they're gonna rub off some dust on these old dusty planes, and they're gonna be like, I thought these were lost.
You fail to understand.
The rating's gonna be that shitty.
Josh, you fail to understand. 60, like,
dude,
no. Here, let me put it this way. You wanna know how I know that's not true? There are ground vehicles that are still in use in modern times. There's still World War II weapons that are still in use. You want to know what about World War II aircraft that are still in use? None. Not a single one. Not a. Period.
Yeah, but you're forgetting this is A, Star Wars, and B, bad writers.
No. Bad writers will find a way to put them in. But like and even with Star Wars, we actually already know that like in Star Wars, you can still find old tech lying around. Yes, I agree. That's awesome. It's cool. It's a clever concept that like vehicles get reused just because like there's just nothing better to use at this point. But the fact that instead of using Y-wings in this movie, and by the way, in lore, the SF-17 is like a top of the line heavy bomber. That's a top of the line ship. Whereas the Y-Wing, which would make sense for the Resistance to have, this piece of shit 65 to 70-year-old strike bomber that is probably falling apart and doesn't have any parts being manufactured anymore, that would make sense. Z95s also makes sense. ARC 170s also makes sense. Why the fuck do you have I'm rambling again.
Don't worry about it. It's stupid because basically everything that has happened has shown that no matter what they do, it's not going to salvage the problems. It's not going to save the game. It's offensive and sucks, but it just sucks because
I won't lie to you. I'm a huge Star Wars. I have played almost all the games I've played. I've read expansive lore. I've played tabletop games. I played the RPG games. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I still have a Revenge of the Sith fucking poster on my wall from back when the movie was released in theaters, sitting on my wall across from me. Mm-hmm. That's how much I loved Star Wars.
It just sucks because it's like it really sucks because for people like you, for people like me, for people like Rory, it's like why did you do this?
You slap us in the face and insult us and call us fucking assholes for when we criticize something that we love.
Yeah, and it's like there's no reason for what they did, and what they did was really wrong. And it sucks because really at the end of the day, they just completely storked the fires of the flames.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Go fuck yourself.
That was the tagline of the movie.
Go fuck yourself.
Now, I want to switch gears.
I guess until we actually need the past to actually make the movie good.
Now,
fucking
I want
100 Star Destroyers on fucking screen. What the fuck? Go fuck yourselves.
I want to switch gears a little bit while Alan watches the Mandalorian trailer because Jared.
I already watched it. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. I'm actually like, if this is a passion project from someone, and that's the thing is like, we see Rogue One, Star Wars story, Rogue One.
Right.
That was a passion project by that director. I think that would have been better if it had done it in this series that they're going to do Mandalorian in. Which I think would have been better is where it's a TV series where it's like several like hours long and it's in episodic form. I would have preferred that for Rogue One. I think it would have developed the characters more, would have given more motivation. But it's still a really good movie. Mandalorian is the thing I'm concerned about with Mandalorian is the way they do certain characters. Like we saw IG-88 on screen. That'll be interesting. I don't know about the voice actor they got for him. That could be better. But I like the idea that they got IG-88, this monstrous battle droid that is like, who has a plan of taking over the galaxy through a droid uprising by implanting duplicating his consciousness and then implanting it in every droid over the galaxy just to take it over and kill all sentient life. That is what IG-88 in the old lore was. He was somebody who wanted to take over the galaxy and fuck all sentient organic life over. Because he hated it. That was what his motivations were as a bounty hunter. And I was like, fuck, that's awesome.
That sounds...
But, yeah, no, he was basically the Terminator in fucking Star Wars.
That sounds awesome.
He actually, you know how somebody actually canonicized in the lore that IG-8 had his intelligence uploaded to the Death Star and was planning to seize control of it right as the rebellion blew it up.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And I was like, fucking yes, that would be perfect. And like that was the last version of his consciousness too. Like he had like several different bodies. He had IG-88 A, B, C, D, E, and F. He had 6 versions of himself. And his aircraft and his space transport, his vehicle, his like main weapon of choice was the IG-2000, which is a fucking droid fighter that he just hooks himself up to. Oh look, I'm a starship. Flies away.
That was great.
But
Sounds
like,
so good.
That's the big thing. I'm curious. I'm more concerned about how they do the running because it looks like they got everything fucking nailed down. They got the Mandalorian armor. They got the look. They got the weapons. They've got this. Like it looks like it's a dirty, gritty world and stuff like that. And I'm like, that'd be great because that's how you know if you're doing a good thing about this show. Is they've nailed the aesthetics. They've nailed the look of everything. And I'm just like. Yeah, sorry, I'm rambling about something I love. Man, sorry.
Yeah.
All I can think about is a Robot Chicken joke of they're going to every single one of the different bunny hunters talking to them, and they go to that one droid does nothing, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is he? What's wrong with him? Why is he not moving?" And he's just off in his own head. Oh, I forget what he's thinking about. It's something like picking roses or some shit, isn't it?
So, anyways, I got a quick question to ask people. Pro Jared came back in the news again. Apparently he has receipts.
For how many dicks he put on the internet?
I guess. No, he sat there and said, point blank, he goes, he said he did it. He literally said he did it.
The dicks thing, and
yeah. He goes, like there's a good write-up about it. He goes, he says, I did it. And then he says, I never lied to Heidi. I never lied to anything. The 2 people who are accusing me are lying, and people should feel sorry for me. And it's like, no, dude. No. You missed the point.
Here's the thing. I don't think you have any leg to stand on other than, like, I'm the world's biggest piece of trash. I'm going to disappear.
I think that it's honorable that he sat there and said, "Yeah, I was running a team blog and stuff like that." And it's like that's like, dude, that's not cool. It's not cool. Like what you did was not cool. The way that you acted was not cool. The way how you wanted to fuck your fans is not cool.
It's like you used. He goes like there was a power dynamic there, but I never used it. And it's like it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Talking about Vic?
No, we're talking about Vic Mignogna. Yeah, that's a fun one because everyone else is. No, we're talking about Pro Jared.
Oh yeah, fuck that bullshit. Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about that. I'm done with Pro Jared. I'm just fucking throwing my hands up. I'm like, I don't care anymore. Go fuck yourself. Leave the internet.
I just said that
he burned all the bridges that were there for him.
I just think that like this is my personal opinion, is like he just completely destroyed his entire reason to be.
He destroyed his career because he wanted some pussy.
I think they destroyed. I think he didn't destroy his career. I think he just fucking acted out in a way, and it didn't work out the way he wanted it to.
No, but at the same time, I just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
His current subscriber count is 8,000. No, wait, sorry, 850,000.
Yep.
I gotta look this up. Road.
Because he was at 1 million.
Subscriber.
Hold on, now I'm just starting to realize in his most recent.
That's good. I guess that's good.
Because he's at 850,000. And he's gained over the past week just under 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I don't.
It's not worth talking about what has happened. It's worth kind of saying that, like, you don't have to say anything. All you have to sit there and say is "I'm sorry," which he does say. He says "I'm sorry," but it's like you're not sorry.
No.
You're sitting there and you're doing stuff specifically in order to make sure that people like understand your side of the story, and then you're sitting there coming out and saying my wife's a liar, and it's like doesn't matter if your wife's a liar. Your wife's a liar because, like, quite frankly, if your wife's a liar and you were in an abusive relationship, then you sit there and you say, I have been unfaithful, but here's why I've been unfaithful. I've been unsatisfied. I feel
it fucking doesn't clarify you at fucking all.
Yeah, if you sit there and and admit that you've been unfaithful, like the damage is still there's still gonna be damage, but it's like people are still gonna be like, okay, well at least he admitted to it. The way that everyone found out really kind of sets the anger like off in people, and then now you're sitting there defending it and calling your wife a liar. It's like it doesn't matter who's the liar. Everyone's going to take her side over yours. Yeah. It doesn't matter because she's the one who, quite frankly, has probably been such a bigger victim than you. That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. And Vic Mignogna.
Vic Mignogna and the man who threw him under the bus. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
So the voice of Vegeta.
Vegeta?
The man who threw Vic under the bus in the worst possible way. And tried to destroy his career. And this cabal of voice actors. Turns out that the head of this little group, the voice of Vegeta, I don't remember his name is, I don't care. I've always stood by Vic because I've stood by the point of he's innocent until proven guilty.
Can I say something? Stand. Is this are these voice actors who also did voices for lewd character things?
Maybe, I have no idea.
Okay.
So it comes out that the voice of Vegeta may have been a woman beater.
Okay.
And a man who would have killed a dog because he hated someone.
That sounds like something Vegeta would do.
No, not Vegeta. The voice actor.
The voice actor.
The voice actor said this. And the people are defending him. And I'm like, yeah. On top of that, content came out too that were meant to be bloopers, and it would have been great if they'd been bloopers that they were just like, oh yeah, this is just whatever. It's them dicking around while they're in the voice of characters and stuff like that. But because of Konami's or Funimation's content related to, or Toonami's animation rules related to their content, Funimation broke contract because they released because the stuff was accidentally released. So the entire staff, the entire voice acting staff, the English dub of DBZ and Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball in general is now under suspect because we might not get any more. Period. They might cancel all Funimation contracts.
They should.
Because of this dumb bullshit. And this all started because they decided to fire Vic Mignogna without verifying the facts.
So I'm going to say this. Fuck Yamcha. Fuck Yamcha.
No. Well, no, don't fuck Yamcha. Like fucks Yamcha.
No. Yamcha is a fucking piece of shit. He shouldn't be alive.
No. Well, okay.
Yamcha is terrible.
I'm not talking about the character.
But these people are worse.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, these people are worse. We can agree on that. And I think that it's really funny because it's like, so what did you gain? Oh, a lack of career. That's great. What do you think you fucking were doing? What is the thing? You reap what you sow? You did literally nothing. Like this has been the thing that has happened like time after time after time after time. It's like you don't do that. You win by slowly eroding the person. Don't win by going for the blunt shot. This is the reason why like people like Zoe Quinn fail epically all the time.
Yeah.
This is the reason why like Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton. It was slow erosion over time.
Actually, what makes it really funny for me about Donald Trump, which actually got me like fucking to laugh really, really hard, is that do you guys hear what he said about hurricanes? We should nuke hurricanes.
Oh yes.
So you want to know what actually happened there, which made me laugh? That was a ploy to find a leak. Because if you've actually paid attention to the news, somebody the day after those things came out got fired immediately because they were leaking information to the media that he didn't want leaked out. So they found him, and they fired him. And this woman does not deserve to have her job because she clearly can't keep secrets or respect what people make as comments as jokes.
Yeah.
Surprise! Donald Trump can play 4D chess, and I'm actually kind of concerned.
It's funny because it's like no matter what you do, like okay, so switching back to Vic Mignogna.
Yeah, sorry.
Because I don't think Rory's going to be on.
Oh, if he is going to be on.
Yeah. Like as soon as he hops on, I'm just going to be like, okay, I'm going to grab my dog and take him for a walk because dog walk, very important.
Yeah, I want to get this done too.
Yeah. Yeah, but like really at the end of the day, like whatever you look at, nobody's sitting there saying that Vic was harmed. Like physically. Nobody's sitting there saying Vic did anything wrong. Nobody's sitting there saying anything of the sort. The thing that is happening is a lot of people are sitting there saying, oh, Vic did X and I didn't like it. And it's like no. So why are you complaining? Why didn't like him doing this? It's like, okay, then you hear about the accusation, you're just like, what? Oh, he asked you if you're okay with making out, and you said no. Okay. Even though you were flirting with him the entire time. Okay, that totally sounds like a legit thing that would happen. Okay, that totally makes sense. I'm still not going to sit there and say that that's okay, but I'm going to say that you might have been a little bit involved in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just
it's 200. It's people being people. It's not people actually thinking about like possible repercussions.
Yep.
And it sucks because like, go ahead.
No, you are right. It's nobody thinking about repercussions. Nobody actually like considering what they were doing. Nobody wants to take responsibility for their actions. They want to accuse other people of their misgivings and woes.
It's the thing that I feel like as if millennials are very good at is projecting a lot of that, like seeing they're acting like we are owed something when we're not.
Yep.
Like, it's the thing that makes me really upset and annoyed is like when I go out of my way in order to help somebody And then they sit there and they're like, "Oh, okay. Thank you for helping me." And then it's like, "Oh, I feel so like hurt and annoyed and upset." And it's just like, "Well, like you didn't have anything really bad happen to you." "Oh, what happened to you? Your fucking like family got to." It's not like Josh when Josh is Josh, would you mind if I say something about you?
Josh won't care.
Only if it referred to
Okay.
dicks.
It's not like when Josh found out his dick got surgically switched over with a man with a smaller penis.
Concern.
It was very it was something where it's like, yeah, I actually have sympathy for you because it's like you earned that. In this
I'm receiving a
scenario
phone
though,
call.
yeah, my phone's ringing. Probably my parents telling me to shut up. But it's like this situation is not wrong.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's kind of concerning at the same time. Well, what are you gonna do? But I think we're rambling now. So
We've been
we'll call it a
rambling
night
for
here.
about 58
I was
minutes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one last thing. A new teaser trailer for Toonami. The how do you pronounce that? Uzombkin?
Zom-
Put it in
Uzombki?
chat.
It is in
If you
chat.
can't-
It's in
if you
general.
can't say the word, put it in chat.
It's in general.
It's in general. The fucking video.
Uzumaki
Uzumaki.
Uzumaki trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking straight up just anime of the comic book, and hopefully, I'm really crossing my fingers here that it'll just do the comic book real good justice. Because like, there's some creepy ass shit in that book that it's like, yeah, it'd be real fucking cool if it could just pull this off once. Because it's like, man, it's just really weird. And this is probably one of the top stories from that creator of like using spirals as a concept of evil.
Yep.
Because I gotta keep reading it again because I read like halfway through it, and the more I kept thinking about it, the more I'm like, if you remotely feel too happy or too sad, you can consider it a spiral and you're fucked. So it's like, well, I guess I gotta move out of this freaking place before I turn into a fucking spiral or some shit. Like, it's so fucking weird.
Sounds about right.
Or you just have a weird personality trait.
I want to watch some Demon Slayer. Because that show looks good. Demon Slayer.
Which show?
Demon Slayer.
It is actually apparently really, really good. Like, people have recommended, like, I've heard quite a few people recommend that show because it's just that good.
Yep. It's something where I think that it's a very interesting show. And I kind of want to watch more of it. So,
well.
Yeah. I think that's a show. Josh, do you have anything else you want to talk about? You're rather quiet this episode.
I mean, I'm always quiet every episode when we talk about politics.
God, Rory's hopping on.
Becoming... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. By the way, we're filling air until he gets on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not going to lie about that. That's legit what we're doing here.
Yeah, we're legit doing that. It's going to be something where it's like, I'm going to be like, you have 30 minutes, I'm taking my dog for a walk. Fuck off.
Sing.
Oh, you guys held off on your cuz.
What the fuck? Whatever.
All right, so considering I'm showing up like as you guys are fucking ending it, I fucking combo broke your fucking finishers.
You did.
All right, let's talk about the Mandalore real quick.
We'll bust through the stuff that I wanted to talk about real quick, and actually probably not real quick because there's a lot to say about at least one of those. I mean, probably. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Regardless, let's start with the new Mandalorian trailer, or new-ish, since it came out like a couple weeks ago.
Did it
And
come
I was
out a couple
hoping
weeks
I needed Alan to be on for this because he's the only other Star Wars big Star Wars nerd.
Okay, so first thought. This is from me because I actually only just watched it just now.
Okay.
It looks good. It looks like what it should be a Star Wars show should be like. It's got it's got the aesthetic down for the Mandalorian. It's got IG-88 in it. Fuck yes. I don't agree with the voice actor for it, but whatever. I'm actually hoping, as long as it's written well and the characters are developed, it will be a good show.
Okay.
But
okay, so I agree with that.
track record, though.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I agree with that, and I have a couple things to add. One, okay, yes, I do think the trailer looks good. It's sort of on the level of exactly where I want it to be, with sort of a gritty, space western story about a bounty hunter. More importantly, the Mandalorian does not take his helmet off during that trailer.
Yeah.
Nor does he speak.
Not once.
Good signs. Very good signs. More importantly than being this looks like a good Star Wars show, this looks like a good Mandalorian show.
Yeah.
The trailer is giving off vibes that make me very interested in this. I hope they sort of stick with that aesthetic. I want the Mandalorian over the course of this season to have less than 1,000 words of dialogue, if any at all. Secondly, never show the Mandalorian's face. Never. Judge Dredd. I actively do not want to see the actor. I know that that's unlikely because when it comes down to actors, getting your face out there is the most important thing, but please commit so hard to this fucking helmet. Secondly, the costume design is on point. The fact that the combat seems to be gritty as hell, low space western, gritty as hell, fucking on point. I don't know if they're actually going to cut away from that dude chopping that dude in half like it was showing in the trailer in the show. I hope not.
Considering the sound of the trailer,
I hope it does not. And if it doesn't, big ups. This.
It looks good.
I don't know how much of the Mandoa culture they're going to include.
Actually, considering what they did with Star Wars Rebels, where they fixed a lot of the Mando lore. Where they were made into they clarified that they were clans. The pacifist sept were mostly concluded to Mandalore itself in the capital, and they were basically the only. They accepted that the people who lived on Mandalore.
This is very much not in, part of that story.
It's still canon to Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm aware, but okay, so. From what I know of Mandalore, and I'm not sure how much of that is canon, and from what this looks like, a lot.
Yeah.
Mandalorians, when they... so basically Mandalorians are kind of huge assholes in the Star Wars universe in that they're basically just
We're going to crusade over the galaxy 16 different times.
More like space
every time we're going to win.
Yes. Well, I mean, sorry. Not necessarily. Generally, they basically not crusading. They space Vikinging all over the fucking place.
No. Because it's space crusading via Vikings. That's what we need to verify.
Sure. I mean, it's more raiding than actually conquering. But regardless,
they did conquer. They conquered everything. It's just after the point they got bored and walked away. So again,
that's called raiding, Alan.
No.
When you go somewhere and take someone's shit and then leave, that's raiding.
No. Because as I said, they conquered. They just got bored with conquering and then just walked away.
Okay, you're arguing. You're literally arguing semantics.
No, I'm not. Raiding is showing up, being there for a very short period of time, murderizing everyone and taking
They
some
weren't
people
there for
with you.
fucking regardless. We're getting sidetracked by your lies. Don't believe this man's lies. No,
Says the
okay.
man
So
who
like the
knows
history of
nothing
the
but
Mandos is
lie.
basically they just fucking every so often they just like swell in like huge amounts of numbers because like basically Mando Creed, like anyone can become a Mandalorian as long as you're a bad enough dude.
Kind
So
of.
they just like swell their numbers with recruits, fucking run rampant all over the galaxy until usually the Republic eventually just halted their advance, and then they just sort of disperse and go back to be like just rollicking all over the galaxy separately before coming together to do it all over again. Eventually, the Republic got sick of that and fucking bombed their planet of Mandalore into the fucking dirt. Whereupon,
no. That's being kind.
Yeah, no,
That's being
like
kind. This
I
is
mean, like
exterminatus
almost.
level.
Yeah, it's basically exterminatus level, except people can live on it after.
Yeah.
Like there's shots of like what happened to Mandalore right after the bombings, and it's a fucking wasteland with like a few cubes of civilization left.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fucking
what,
brutal.
That's what they did in Star
Yeah,
Wars.
the Republic aren't always the good guys. They do big war crimes a lot of the time.
But when they do, it's because they're usually the victors.
But anyway, sorry, that's sort of a big turning point in like Mandalorian culture, where like the vast majority of the Mandalorians became a bunch of pacifists and entirely broke with Mando culture up to that point. And the only thing they are essentially Mandalorians in name only, and the two factions that sort of split off from that were the true Mandalorians, and the Death Watch, which sort of have their own stories.
Who are, by the way, the Death Watch are essentially the Nazi Mandalorians, by the way.
They're Mandalorians, but honorless dickheads, basically.
Yeah.
So the Republic is sometimes like the United States, where they commit a war crime and they don't say, and then they claim they won and they don't apologize for it.
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
like,
that sounds
literally
about
all
right.
the time.
Well, okay, I'm actually, I want to clarify something about the war crime thing about America. It's really funny that you mentioned that, Jeff. Did you know that during the Nuremberg trials, when they tried to get Admiral Dönitz, the Nazi leader of the U-boats, charged with war crimes for attacking commercial shipping, that a U.S. admiral stood up and literally looked around the room? It's like, okay, if we try him for that, all of us admirals in this room are going to get fucking tried because that happened for all of us. Go fuck yourselves, and then sat back down. And then probably that accusation got immediately dropped.
That sounds about right.
That
We
sounds about
can't
right.
we can't make that illegal. We do that too much. Yeah.
We all did that.
But back on the topic of the show, this scene, like, I'm not sure where in the timeline it takes place. Probably more modern Star Wars
It
stuff,
looks-
where he's just
it
a lone
looks-
Mandalorian acting as a bounty hunter, as the
It
Mandalorians
looks like it's in the
often did.
Civil War. It looks like it's during the Civil War because of the helmet.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because you see the stormtrooper helmets where they're all like spiked up, and you see
So, I mean, if
the dark commanders, dark commandos, or the storm commandos.
So like original trilogy era, yeah.
Yeah, Civil War. That's the reason why I refer to it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna call it original trilogy era.
I know. I'm
Cause fuck you. I'm saying regardless too often times. Anyway, that would, if Mandalore still holds true, that's basically after the true Mandalorians got wiped out, and before
several thousand years ago.
before Boba, not several thousand, actually during Clone Wars era is when they. Sorry.
Yeah, if we're going with
it wasn't. It was during. Just before the end of just before the sort of Clone Wars era.
Yeah,
They were
like if we're going with the Disney timeline.
No. Before Clone Wars, because Count Dooku, as a Jedi, was the one who led the
Purging.
Not the Purge. It was just a battle.
Yeah.
Who led the Jedi forces during the battle?
Yeah. Yeah. No. I that's what I mean. It's like
where I want to point out, Jango Fett's surrogate father beat like 11 Jedi to death with his fists and a rock.
Yeah. And then
Mandalorians don't fucking play. Anyway, I'm excited for this, tentatively hopeful, and I want to add a stipulation. I really hope this isn't too popular. I hope it's good, but not so like I want it to be like I said.
You
I
want it
want
to be
the
B tier.
Mandalorian to barely talk and never take off his helmet, so it can never. So it has sort of a niche appeal and doesn't reach huge like public appeal. Because if it gets too popular, it will become shit.
Yeah.
I feel like the only way this thing can succeed is if no one too high up at like Disney notices it.
That's the reason why
I want this to
Catherine
be a
Tate.
passion project that gets
shit. I hope she
maybe
greenlit
a couple of
but didn't
seasons.
pay attention to it. I
Okay.
want to see I want to see 4 seasons. I want to see 4 seasons.
I want to see max five, and like, oh man, like I'd be happy with just one as long as it was good. Like,
Yeah.
have you guys ever seen Justified or heard of Justified, that TV show?
Justified? No.
Justified? No. Okay. Exactly. I want it to reach Justified levels of fame, where it gets 5 seasons, is good the whole way through, and nobody knows about it.
Niche as fuck.
Which is
In
not
other words.
going to happen because it is Star Wars and has a huge amount of brand power behind it.
I don't
But-
know anymore, considering what fucking happened with Episode 9's trailer. Oh, fuck, boy.
Oh fuck! We're gonna have to have a spoiler cast on that. Fuck yeah, we are.
I hate to break it to you, Rory. I'm seeing that movie in theaters.
Yeah, I know,
because it's a family tradition for me.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I did. Didn't a bunch of us join you and your family when you went to see like the last one?
Episode 7 is the one we all saw.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Episode 8 that I went with just my dad.
Yeah.
And to quote when I came out of the theater, I don't know how I feel about this movie because there were some things that were really cool in it, but there was a lot of things that were wrong with it. And I sat down and finally, like when I finally figured it out, I explained to my dad. My dad was like, "No, you have it fair." So, but I was like, "But we're already committed to seeing Episode 9." He's like, "Yep." I'm like,
Yeah. No,
"Fuck."
you have to. Oh man, I just want to see what they do with the train wreck that was 8.
I don't know anymore. I'm just
Anyway, I want to just. I assume none of you have played the new Fire Emblem at all.
I am the only person with a Switch in our group, I believe, other than you.
Have you played the new Fire? That doesn't answer my question. Have you played the
No,
new Fire?
because I don't have money,
Okay.
Rory, and I'm poor.
Okay. Cool. Cool. I like it a lot.
Did you buy a Switch just for this game?
No, I bought a Switch for Smash.
Okay,
Get off my dick.
because he wants to smash.
that's a good reason to smash.
Anyway, I like this one a lot. I feel like it adapts the Persona formula that it adds to it rather well. They've clearly put a lot more effort into the support conversations, which is good, which is, I guess, is a bit easier because they have way less characters. And also, not everybody has to talk to each other because not everybody has to fucking make babies at some point.
Yeah.
Which was, like, I like
by the way,
that.
Rory,
Like the that bit in Awakening because it was part of the plot, and generally the supports were good, if
Meh.
mayhaps a bit generic.
Yeah.
But in Fates it was fucking pants on head retarded.
Yeah.
Fates can just stay in the dumpster where it belongs.
Don't worry, I'm about to start playing that game. Fuck,
What house are you gonna go with?
no, not Fates. I mean Fates, like 'cause I stopped with that one.
No, don't play Fates. Just
But I
play
do
Three
know that I'm
Houses.
going to go with the Glorious Empire because that is the true house that you follow. By the way, you can just steal everybody else's house's members.
Yeah, I don't worry, I'm aware. I've already I've already recruited everyone I wanted. Well, almost everyone I wanted.
You
from
can
the other
recruit. You can
houses.
recruit the teachers from all the households into your thing.
Yep.
All the people who stay in those households are the 2 main characters from those households.
No, well, it's the main character and their retainers for the Eagles and the Lions.
Yeah.
You can't recruit Claude, Dimitri, Edelgard, Hubert, and Dedu are the ones you
Yeah.
can't recruit.
And then there's the deer assholes that nobody should play.
Who?
Because legit, I heard the description for the
Also-
kingdom, and I was like, that doesn't work because it's always failed in history.
Sorry, I missed the opportunity. You're garbage. Blue Lions forever.
Go fuck
Dimitri is the
yourself.
best boy.
fuck yourself.
Edelgarbage can stay in the trash where she
Go
belongs.
fuck yourself.
Her name
Fight
is
me.
Edelgarbage.
Yes, Edelgard, because of the strong name. Unlike your
Edelgarbage.
couch.
Yeah, okay,
Unlike your cowardly house.
so you like this game? It's fun. You think it's good.
Yes, I want more friends that I can beef about houses with.
I might join you, but I have to buy Astral Chain first and play that.
Also a good choice. I also want to play Astral Chain.
I'm waiting.
But yeah,
Apparently it's really good.
I just a few thoughts that I wanted to throw out there. Yeah, the support conversations are a lot better. I've only run into one that was about food, and I don't know if it gets better from there because I've only seen the C support. So it's a step
You
up
saw-
from fucking Fakes and Awakening.
You saw food and you're like, hold up.
Some people have like 4 conversations in their support. Some people have 2 because it only goes up to B because they don't really have that much to talk about, which I like a lot. It means they put a lot more thought into the individual supports, and everyone who starts in the same house can support with each other because they all have stuff to talk about, being from like the same nation,
The same
or
kingdom.
having sort of like similar or like a connection in their backstory. But between houses, there are some supports, but not all.
Many.
Like not all of them have supports, which is great because it, like actual thought is being put into the ones that have. Also, the cast is considerably smaller, so the number of supports doesn't have to be fucking huge. I also wanted to touch on the fact that I like the Persona elements that have been put into this game, but after seeing this, because this Fire Emblem sort of went in a direction I didn't really expect. I don't want to see the same Persona mechanic in the next Fire Emblem game. I want Fire Emblem to keep radically shifting its tone and gameplay mechanics every edition.
You know what they should do?
And I didn't realize that until I'd seen the Persona mechanics like placed in this game.
You know what they should do,
Because they
Rory?
add and remove... Yeah.
They should just make a Advance Wars game or Battalion Wars.
They should make another Advanced Wars game. They could
Don't taunt me with that.
Or
Oh.
Battalion Wars.
back to the more... I don't even know what that is.
Battalion Wars is
they-
the GameCube version
It's
of.
it's the GameCube Advance War. It's just actually like instead of being turn based, it was turn based, but you
It was
you
real
performed
time.
the actions as you were going.
It was RTS.
It was third person
do-
RTS.
I played a lot of Advanced Wars, but I don't really know Battalion Wars all that well. Maybe I just sort of missed that. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm sort of rushing through this because I know I'm keeping you guys up. But another thing I wanted to sort of touch on that's sort of been bugging me, that's separate from like the game itself, and that's sort of how Fire Emblem is perceived by... Because for the longest time, Fire Emblem was this no-name niche franchise that people only knew because it had characters in Smash.
I mean, that's how I
And
learned to
as-
Fire Emblem, yes.
Yeah, that is how most people learn to Fire Emblem. Not me, oddly enough. I didn't learn about Smash till after.
I won't lie. Even though I knew about Fire Emblem characters, I didn't know what the game series was. So I was like,
Yep.
okay. And then
Nope.
Roy showed me Fire Emblem, and I'm going to say that Roy was the one who showed me Fire Emblem.
I evangelized this series for the longest time while it was a fucking
Praise Roy.
no name nothing. Like I tried to get people to fucking play Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn because that game like barely sold, and those games barely sold and they're fucking great.
If you lend me, if you
So-
want, I'm going to say
And
this.
now that it's become very popular, I mean, I don't really know how to feel about that. Like, I love the fact that like this game series is now like a Nintendo staple and is never going to die. That's great, but also it's just like it's weird because I'm being lectured on like Fire Emblem history by people who have who weren't born when I was into Fire Emblem. You know,
Can I ask a quick question?
I've been into this game series since I was 9. Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
So this is a serious question. You know the GameCube Fire Emblem games?
Well, there's only one GameCube Fire Emblem game, Path of Radiance.
Okay, and that's the one with Ike, right?
That is the first one with Ike. The one on the Wii, Radiant Dawn, also features Ike. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make a small suggestion. Okay, if I buy
What's up?
a GameCube, would you be okay with streaming that game?
I will lend you the game so you don't have to spend $300 on it. Yes.
No, I mean like you there.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to be there and just like sort of talk about the game as you play? Fuck yeah, I'd do that.
Okay. Okay.
I'd be the fucking bird on the show, like the fucking expert in like a Fire Emblem Let's Play. I could talk for days about those games.
Okay. That sounds like it would be.
He has actually done that.
Yeah.
He has talked for days about Fire Emblem.
Probably
Radiant Dawn and
collectively,
Radiant
yeah. But
No, I've heard you do it.
because now there are Fire Emblem games that because like there was a point where I prided myself on how many Fire Emblem games I had played, because I'd played a bunch of like Japanese fan translations of like 6 and 12 because those never came out over here. Like there was a point where I said that the only ones I hadn't played are 2, 4, and 5, which I want to, but they never really had like really good translations. Like I want to point out the fan translation for 12 is excellent, absolutely superb. They did a good job with that. It's like professional localization levels of polish. But now there's like a bunch of spin-offs and shit. Like that fucking Sharp FE game that's fucking garbage, I'm pretty sure, because it's just a bad Persona with like a Fire Emblem coat of paint on it.
Yep.
And the phone game, oh god, don't even get me started on the phone game. People love the like I have friends who play the phone game a lot. I fucking despise it. Yes.
Brendan,
Brendan, Kim.
Zip.
Zip plays it? Ugh.
No, wait, no, I don't think Zip plays that. I think
Okay.
I'm making a mistake there.
Good.
I think Stefan played it for a little bit.
I fucking despise that.
You're
game.
telling me the dumb checker played a game that people hate? Surprising.
I don't think Steven actually played it all. I think he played a little, but I don't think
You could just walk over to his room and go, "Hey, did you play the fucking phone game?"
I could, but I don't really care enough to right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But like and I bought Shadow like the explosive popularity of Fire Emblem sort of got me out of it, and maybe that just makes me a hipster, but like I bought Shadows of Valencia.
I was here before it was cool.
And have it, yeah, like, right? I'm seeing memes that don't make sense to me because they're based on the fucking phone game. It's like, oh, look at these Fire Emblem things. I'm like, what the fuck is this garbage? I mean, I'm sort of feel a bit vindicated with how Three Houses turned out, because Three Houses is actually great, especially after the disappointment that was Fates. And the reason for that, and I mentioned on this podcast before, is because like basically after Fates, after Awakening, the development team was sort of split in what direction they wanted to go. Whether they wanted to go with a more classic Fire Emblem sort of style design, or like triple down on all the stuff that made Awakening insanely popular, i.e. the fucking shipping. And that's sort of what they did with Fates, and Fates is bad. Its story is bad. There's a lot of like good gameplay in Fates across the 3 campaigns. Like some of those maps are fucking fantastic, especially in Conquest. But the story is garbage, and I hate Corrin. I sympathize more with the villains in that game. There's like this mid-boss dude who
The Glorious Empire
sort of harasses you, called Iago. And he's just sort of an asshole.
with the fucking bird.
No, well, I mean, I don't think he has a bird. He's just sort of like a guy with an eye patch.
No. Like, okay, Iago, the fucking bird from Aladdin.
Well, I mean, the original Iago was a Shakespearean character.
Yeah, well, okay, well, I don't disagree.
Get cultured, you fucking peasant.
I knew that, but the thing is, everybody else knows Iago from fucking Aladdin. Go fuck yourself.
Like I sympathize
cultured,
more with
motherfucker.
that character than any of the protagonists, because they're all like anime dipshits. But all the people who like wanted to like take all the Awakening stuff, which I honestly like. I like the way that a lot of the Awakening stuff worked with the story, even if it wasn't particularly mind-blowing. It was at least competently done, and I enjoyed it. But it was taken way too far in the case of Fates, and those people who wanted to double down on that got put on the phone game, which I feel like is the source of a lot of my hatred for it. But basically everyone who wanted to go in a more classic direction got put on Three Houses. And they've innovated a lot, because Fire Emblem has honestly innovated a lot with its mechanics. It's taken added stuff, removed stuff, every iteration. It's never stayed stagnant for too long. I feel like the 2 most similar ones would be 7 and 8, the Game Boy ones.
The Game Boy Advance ones.
Yes, the GBA ones.
Okay, that actually. So I got a bit of a fun story.
Well, the GBA ones that were released over here. The one featuring Roy was also GBA, but that was 6.
I got a bit of a fun story for you, buddy.
Anyway, so this sort of rambling, meandering thought monologue on Fire Emblem coming to a close is Three Houses is really good.
People should play it.
I hope they keep changing up the formula, keeping it fresh, keep the core gameplay mechanics, and keep making things just keep doing interesting things with Fire Emblem.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, no,
sure.
we have to hear Rory's opinion on Pro Jared and Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Oh God.
I don't really know what you're talking about with the Dave. What with the boop bop boop?
The Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's really funny.
It was a really good. It was a really good skit.
Yep.
Yeah. It was. I would. Okay. It's his weakest stand-up.
Sorry. Stop.
Okay.
I don't know what this is about. You referenced it when I was talking to you earlier, Jeff. But what did he do? He made a skit and it offended people or something?
He made a he did a stand up, and he said a lot of naughty words. It
offended a lot of people.
It offended a lot of people, and he also was doing stand up. He was being Dave Chappelle.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. Good. Man, Dave Chappelle is allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's earned that right.
Man, I feel like people who get offended at comedians now would not be able to handle George Carlin.
No, they wouldn't.
Oh man, I love George Carlin. Rip in peace.
Rest in peace. But yeah, no, Pro Jared, boy, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, did you guys discuss this at all?
We briefly touched on it. I didn't. I legit, as I told Jeff, I throw my hands up at Pro Jared, and I go, "Not my fucking problem anymore. I'm fucking walking away."
Okay. So have you guys watched the video?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
You didn't? Okay.
As I said, I threw my hands up and walked away.
So I mean, okay. So I'm so happy. 'Cause man, I don't give a fuck about Pro Jared. I can't say I was a fan before the controversy. I think I watched 2 of his videos, but man, that dude got dragged through the dirt and stayed silent for months, and now 3 months later he just drops a video that's 45 minutes long and that's called "You Were Lied To." And then he just breaks down okay, well, first of all, he's not in jail. So there's probably either he hasn't done anything illegal or there's not actually any evidence of doing anything illegal, or at least not enough to convict him.
Enough to have him.
And he breaks down
pinned to the wall.
From the top, the most serious convictions. The most serious allegations that were thrown against him, i.e. the pedophilia, and demonstrates that they're not true, at least to the best of his ability. This is coming from a very biased source, and I can't really say I'm an expert on this subject. I watched a couple of videos when the controversy was going down of people making fun of him, but he makes a lot. Aside from the evidence he puts out, he makes a lot of good points about exactly how this sort of thing went down, and how even people who were supposedly neutral were absolutely just throwing him under the bus for views. That's the YouTube game. And I'm pretty sure his subscriber count has jumped since that video dropped.
Since that video went out, he's almost gained back 100,000. He was down to 740,000. I think, or 770,000. Now he's back up to 840,000.
Here,
I feel like that dude, given what he said and the fact that he hasn't committed anything actually morally reprehensible, and the fact that he's uploaded this video and just come at it with this very honest, sincere sort of way of going about it. Dude's got. I honestly, I respect the dude at this point. Like that takes guts to not just sort of fucking disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that would have been the easiest solution, is just to vanish.
Oh, but all the
I mean,
accusations
and
at
then,
that point
like
would've
maybe
like,
evidence
everybody
that
would've
he is. Oh, sorry, what? Go ahead.
if he had done that, then if he ever reappeared, the fucking accusations would have never disappeared.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
because they would. If he had just not addressed them, then yeah, they should never go away. But at least as long as there's actually sufficient evidence backing them up, and maybe sufficient evidence will come out that he is like an asshole in the future. But as it stands right now, dude was straight up wronged.
I'm gonna disagree with you, and I'm only disagreeing with you for one reason.
Okay, why? Yeah.
The reason I was upset at him wasn't because of the pedophilia.
Okay. Was it because of the cheating?
It was because of the cheating.
That is stupid.
Because I was sitting there saying that, like,
I despise that logic. That's not something you, as like a person completely unrelated to him, should care about. Especially since it seems like they had like a sort of a weird open relationship type deal.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but what I mean by that is that, like, I did not believe the accusations that he was a pedophile.
Yeah, well, there was very little.
There was very little evidence saying that he was.
There was like a lot of like accusations of him just being a scummy dickhead.
Yeah, and I still think that he's.
And
I
those
still
have also like he addressed a couple of those as well in the video.
Yeah, and I think that like that doesn't change anything that you did. That doesn't change anything that you ran this blog.
Okay, but what did he do?
It's the
like ran a porn blog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's nothing illegal about porn blogs.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Like we talk about porn on this show all the time.
We do.
What's wrong with porn?
Nothing's wrong with porn.
Is it just the perception that like someone on YouTube can't also like have a porn thing going on?
It is and it isn't. It's the fact that it's the fact that you're hiding it behind. It's the fact that you're saying they're saying that like I don't want the guys who
porn Jared.
No, it's the fact that
he
like
wasn't hiding anything.
Yeah, it's the fact that like for me, it's like far more of like, okay, you're acting like a victim now, and that you were wronged. I agree with you there. He was wrong. The biggest accusation.
He was a victim. He was wrong.
No, I'm saying
drug his name through the dirt. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Go ahead, make your point.
Yeah, but the issue with me was like this was between a couple. This was between Heidi and him. It was never meant to be between the internet. And in my personal opinion, Heidi will basically her entire reason for being upset is 100% accurate. Okay?
And well, I mean, like if a relationship breaks down, that's on the people involved in the relationship.
Exactly.
That's not something that the internet should take a part in. But to weigh in on a completely subjective, and I'm going to like to note that this is my subjective opinion, as someone who's seen this sort of thing happen, like with like stuff with people that are completely unrelated to any of you, who has like seen this sort of situation unfold before, the way Heidi sort of handled it. And I'm not like, I can't, like I said, this is subjective from my very limited perspective, not knowing anyone. Doesn't strike me as the actions of someone who is
entirely innocent.
To solve the problem. These are the actions of someone who is vindictive about what has occurred.
Right.
And because everyone has sort of like different coping mechanisms for when they're hurt. But at the end of the day, there's nothing illegal about cheating. Mm-hmm. There's nothing illegal about leaving.
Actually, that depends upon what country you're in. By the way.
But we're not. Yeah, but we're in the countries where like that's not a thing.
I know.
There's nothing like if someone's not satisfied with a relationship, they should not be forced to maintain that relationship forever. Right?
I agree with you.
And there's good ways and bad ways to handle that. But but that aside, as long as the bad way you handle it with isn't illegal, I don't that shouldn't be a problem for anyone but the people directly involved.
Here's my thing: is that he broke up with his wife on Twitter.
Well, I mean, that's the story that came out when the thing broke. You didn't know,
Mhm.
but that is definitely weird.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, he sort of draws some fire to that for himself, but that's nothing that the guy's career should be destroyed over.
Yeah. No, it's just a scummy thing to do. The
Sure.
Yeah. The major thing that I'm having an issue with is that you ran a blog. You ran a blog that is a porn blog. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not the most scummy thing in the
Well,
world.
not me personally, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like that's not the most scummy thing in the world, but it is kind of like, there's kind of a little bit of
I
a
mean,
power
it depends
dynamic.
well, that sort of depends on like how your individual perspective.
But
A lot of the
but like there still is a power dynamic there, Rory. Like if you're a lady
yeah,
and you
he admits as much that there is sort of a power imbalance when he's like talking to fans because he does have a platform as a YouTuber.
Yeah.
That's sort of an unavoidable thing.
yeah, maybe running a porn blog isn't the best thing in the world then if you're a YouTuber.
Yeah, well, maybe it's not the best, but there's certainly like nothing morally reprehensible about
But
it.
it's still scummy.
Oh, okay, but so like if you're a YouTuber, you just can't do a thing that you want to do, despite the fact that it's not illegal because some people find it scummy.
I'm not saying that it's like should be illegal. I'm just saying that like it's like maybe you shouldn't do this, or maybe you should hide it a little bit more securely. Just saying,
Okay, so is it just the fact that you can see it that bothers you?
It's more of the fact that like
Because the only
these are
reason
people
you can see
that
it is because of this controversy.
no.
Because people wanted to dig up stuff to paint him as a scummy guy.
Yeah, but it's like the combination
But,
of like multiple things that make me go like, okay, maybe this is.
But loads of people run porn blogs.
I'm not saying that.
Is the reason that they get a pass, or is that scummy too?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Right.
Is the reason it's scummy for him because he was a YouTuber and thus had a public persona and then this weird porn persona?
I think it's more because
Does that make it morally gray?
no, I think it's
Or, like what?
no, I think it's more because of like it's the thing of where he was doing this actively online with his fans that make me go, okay, this is not okay. Like if he was running the porn blog and he was not like publicly associated with it, I wouldn't be saying that. It's because he was publicly associated with this blog.
But okay, but like he did go out of his way to make sure that everything was consensual and legal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is.
And maybe some people thought that this was like a good way to garner attention, but that's not his fault if people have some sort of attention issues.
Mhm.
Even if they do, like having this sort of interaction can be beneficial. It maybe is not the most. It definitely depends on the situation, but like I don't think the fact that he has a public persona attached to this thing makes it monstrous.
Okay. That's fair.
Like I think it depends on your sort of like. It's definitely not something I would do, but that's probably because, despite the fact that I am no longer religious, I was raised by a very Irish Catholic family.
Mm.
Like sexuality is something we bury very, very deep and never talk about ever, unless you're getting married. Then it's fine, and you could talk about it a little bit.
Mm.
And even
But like a lot of people
closed
are quite a bit more like liberated about that sort of thing.
I think, and I think that that's really kind of the issue here is like, it depends on the person, like whether or not they're okay with it. I don't think this changes really my opinion of him, but I never really was a fan of him in the first place. So it's like,
I would agree.
Yeah.
I didn't really care too much for his content, but I am a big fan of the fact that he is speaking out about like this sort of like outrage, cancel culture
and that's
type stuff,
and that's the thing is like,
and handling it in an excellent way.
I think that
Like for the situation that he had, this video, even if it comes 3 months late, and talking to a lawyer and making sure his affairs are in order and coming with fucking shit like a bunch of proof, like one of the most important things he has is like, look at all this evidence, is the best way to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm still, even if he comes back, I still probably won't watch his content because it's just not something I'm interested in as entertainment. But mad respect to the dude. He handled this situation as well as anyone possibly could.
Yeah, it's just a shame. Like, the other thing is, like, I'm thinking about this, like, when John was being roasted.
Would John like Total Biscuit?
JonTron.
Oh, JonTron. Okay.
Yeah, and, like, I'm thinking about, like, all of the people who didn't stand by him at all and, like, blatantly attacked him. And I think Pro Jared was on that list. So I'm like, that also might be affecting my opinion as well. Is like, because it's like, I really don't like this guy.
Okay. So I'm gonna like bring this back a bit. Remember on the podcast, like several like dozen episodes ago now, I dropped the line, "Facts don't equal feelings."
Yeah, that's true.
And you were so proud that you had red pilled me. Hey, guess what, motherfucker? Facts don't equal feelings.
And you're right.
A personal dislike of someone shouldn't affect your.
I'm really just indifferent on the situation, really, because, like, at the end of the day, I really don't care.
That's fair.
And, like, the fact is like, at the end of the day, it's like no, you it doesn't matter if it was an open relationship, like, in my opinion, because it's like, I want this to be over.
I'm like, well, I mean, just perhaps because of the sort of like world I grew up in, an open relationship is sort of an alien concept to me.
Yeah.
So I don't really get it, but even if it wasn't, like, cheating is like not a good thing to do, but also not if you're not happy with a relationship, you shouldn't be forced to like stay in it. Like, this is a bit of an extreme example, but plenty of people like
should not stay in a relationship. Yeah.
People leave abusive partners all the time.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right by that. What I'm saying is that there has been little to no evidence to suggest that Heidi has been abusive.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. Even if, like, even if the two of them were or weren't abusive, it doesn't really matter. If someone is not happy with their relationship, they should find a way out of it. And granted, banging someone behind the other person's back is probably not the best way to handle it.
No.
But also isn't one that I'm going to personally, like fucking lynch someone for.
That's true. And
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Maybe I'm gonna fucking get yelled at about this, but I don't give a fuck.
I think that we're both coming at this from two different opinions. Because
really,
yeah,
I never would have guessed.
Thanks,
for
Roy.
the fact that we are exposing our opinions and they are different.
Thanks, Roy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, and yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's kind of it. Also, we had like a serious discussion where we disagreed maturely about a subject for like at least 15 minutes, and I think that's a record for this podcast.
I mean, it's funny when you have a conversation and you don't start screaming at somebody and calling them mean words.
I thought the only way to win an argument in current year was to call someone a racist.
I mean, that certainly feels like it's the only option sometimes.
Yeah, but everyone involved in this story is white, so what are we going to do?
I know, it's weird.
Yeah, it's awful.
I know.
All right, is that a podcast?
That's a podcast.
Or does anyone else have something that they'd like to weigh in? Is Josh even still alive?
I think Josh passed out. All right. Thank you for listening to the Black Man Podcast. This is episode 200 and something. This is your hosts, Jeff, Alan, Josh, and Rory. You listen to us every week on wherever.
Podbean.com. You can also listen to us on YouTube. We're probably going to get hit with a copyright strike because I have to still finish that stupid song.
Oh yeah, you got hit by the copyright strike for
We've been getting
apparently we're making money. Apparently we're making money and we never knew.
Wait, we are?
I don't know.
Apparently.
I guess.
Where's my cut, bitch?
I don't know.
All 5 cents of it. I want my 5 cents.
You never would have gotten this far without me.
Pretty much.
Considering I took over, considering I took over for you, I think that more belongs to me.
I was never a permanent host, dude.
You
took over for Shane.
It's funny.
I love the fact that I showed up just as a one-off guest, and then 30 episodes later, I come on and I've been constant for the past 120 episodes or something like that. And I'm like, what is wrong with me?
You want to know the other funny thing about this is like, so we've been only being hit by these for like the past like 4 weeks of episodes. And I've created that file back in like, I don't know, 2000 and like, or it was like 2018, 2015.
So it is the outro.
It's the outro song that I created.
Wow, that you made.
Yeah.
What? Who's doing it?
I have no idea.
What the fuck? Some assholes just copyright striking your videos?
Yeah. It's copyright claimed through.
But you do know it is the outro, yeah?
It's the outro.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So, I don't know. I'm to the point where it's like, even if I like just give up and just do it, I'm like, whatever. Like, this is so stupid. I don't care anymore.
All right. Well, hey.
I think that's it.
Asshole who keeps copyright striking these videos.
Please, let's go to be out of bed.
Stop. All right, go to bed.
Yep. Thank you for listening to Black Mind.
This was
episode 2.
Black Mind Podcast.
213.
Episode
213.
Okay, sorry. You go ahead, do it.
Okay, thank you for listening to Black Mind Podcast, episode 213. I'm going to go take my dog for a walk. Thank you, everyone who joined us. You can listen to us every Thursday at blackmindgames.podbean.com. Yeah, I'm taking him for a walk, or else he's going to complain. And thank you, and have a good night.
Whipped by a dog.
I can talk about how I played a little bit of the Basement Collection, I guess. No. What, the Basement Collection? I just had it on my Steam account forever, and I decided to just turn it on. Although, funny thing is that I'm pretty sure this Basement Collection... I bought this before I had Steam achievements, I think.
There we go.
And then now I'm just kind of just going through some of it and see what I can get for Steam achievements. Because I tell you right now,
Which game?
it's not bad. It's just like showing how early Ed McMullen came from, like it's early time and how he constructed games and stuff like that. And man, I just hate how a lot of early Flash games, they just have just an insane difficulty spike.
Oh yeah,
Just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see this? You see this wall? Yeah, it's gonna go 90 degrees. You see this plane? Yeah, it's gonna go 90 degrees in a second. That's your difficulty curve.
Yep, exactly. Although sometimes if you could just figure out the mechanic or figure out the thing that the game's trying to tell you, then it's like, oh, it's actually not that bad. But it's like nothing points you in that right direction. Nothing tells you. If it does, it's like this big blurb at the beginning of the game, and then you just get thrown into it and go, figure it out, fucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Okay.
I don't really have much to talk about this week. I went out and just relaxed this weekend.
I did nothing.
Politics didn't even bother me this week because I was out with family all week. But I can talk about starting school next week. Yay!
Yeah. We can both talk about that.
I just dropped $3,000 on my school today, so I gotta drop like another $2,000 next week. Yay!
Mm-hmm. I went in and tried to get my student benefits set up. Hooray!
I've found a news article saying scientists discover a way to grow tooth enamel. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably never going to see this for like, I don't know, 10 plus years or something. Yeah.
Saw. All right, shall we sync?
I recently learned that stem cells can probably turn into gums.
Yes.
No. Stem cells can turn into
Anything.
another restaurant if you haven't figured that out.
Yeah. But they're thinking that like they can make stem cells into how should I put it? When like they're figuring it out and they're like, oh yeah, eventually like we'll be able to do this. And it's like, oh. So you say that there is a chance my gums will be spared. Okay.
For me, it's like the growing teeth thing is going to be a big positive because fucking if I haven't told you guys, I freaking fainted one time.
Oh yeah.
And I face planted like real hard, and I chipped like a good couple of my teeth and
right.
cracked.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So them to just make it go back to normal would be amazing.
Yep. Okay. Let's sync and then let's go into it.
Yep.
Is everyone recording?
Yep.
Okay. Sync in 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna go to sleep. Go fuck yourself, furry. Oh,
Fuck
look.
you.
Speak of the devil, he shall appear. Fuck.
You're gonna extend the show.
You legit just missed it because I legit me and Jeff
Should
was
I,
like,
wait, should I not start recording or what? What?
We were just about to finish.
We were just about to finish.
Yes, I have come at the opportune time to make you continue doing the podcast.
No, so Roy, what makes it even funnier is right before you logged out, I was like, fuck you, Roy, I'm going to sleep. And then you popped again.
What did you say? Where do you think you're going?
Are you recording?
Okay, yes, I am recording.
Okay, we'll sync.
We don't have to if you want to stop doing the podcast.
We'll
but-
sync and then we'll do. Well, you
We'll
have
do
like
a couple.
3.
We'll power bomb through your phone. I assume it has
My
something to do
defense-
with
okay,
the
so-
Mandalorians.
Yes, we can talk about the Mandalorians. Okay, in my defense, I got home. I got home like half an hour ago, but my phone was dead, and I had to take a fat shit. So the delay was unavoidable. My apologies.
I mean, you could have waited to take a shit.
No,
It was
no,
one
I
of those
could
shits?
not have.
Was it one of those shits? Those shits
Yeah.
that you're like, I think I can hold this, and then you're like, no,
real,
I cannot.
real big and real soupy.
Oh
jeez.
boy. Sync in 3, 2, 1.